Hi guys, what's up? It's your girl Liv and I'm back for another one. So y'all, in today's video, April realness, okay? This is gonna be a deep one. It might be a little long. We're gonna talk about some stuff and we're just gonna set the record straight and we're just gonna really just talk for real, okay? I'm gonna put this on. Maybe not. Actually, no, I don't think so. I'm just gonna leave it off. Or I might put it on. I don't know. We'll see how we feel. But hey y'all, what's up? Yeah. Okay, anyway. All right, so I want to talk, as you guys can see the title, I want to talk about misconceptions and just more self-discovery stuff. And I know my 3 nails, I don't understand. Let me say this. I did my nails and I don't understand how these stupid 3 nails are staying on, but all of the other ones fell off. These are cemented on. And I'm like, what the hell did I do with these that I didn't do with the other ones? I swear, press on nails is a whole art and you have to perfect, okay? Your craft. But anyway, all right, so look, there was a lot of stuff that happened last week. A lot. We're not going to get into it because I don't backpedal and pop, okay? But I love the fact that I express myself, okay? This is why I think it's so important to express yourself, to say exactly what's on your mind, say it, and don't spray it. I'm just playing. No, but say it and, voice that shit. You feel me? Because at least for me, I get to bounce ideas and I get to really take in the things I'm saying and really reflect on it, okay? So one discussion last week was about, plaques and and diplomas. Plaques and diplomas. And, I reflected on the things that I was saying. And, I'm very different. I don't know if you guys have noticed that by now, but I feel like that's why I get a lot of hate. That's why I get a lot of questioning. That's why I get a lot of eyebrows. That's why people look at me and think of me a certain type of way. That, and I'm a bitch, and I give you what you give me, and I'm petty, and I hit below the bed, yeah, okay. But for the most part, people look at me and they have a question mark. It's always a question mark. Ooh, look at that filter. Look at the filter. It's always a question mark when you look at me, right? And I'm okay with that. I really feel like 2025, a lot of 2024, but more into 2025, is about self-discovery and just learning myself. I think that's very important for people to do in their life. And I'm definitely on that journey. 2024 was a lot of self-healing. And I'm always self-healing, but it's more about discovering who I am, what I love, and anyway, the discussion last week really opened my mind to, I'm very proud of where I am today. Like I said, I'm different, straight collar people or whatever you want to call them, society standards, you have to go to college and don't draw outside the lines, draw inside the lines, and I've always been an outside the line person. And I know a lot of people are, especially artists, there's a lot of I have more of an artist way about me. And I was never good at school. I never cared for school. Yes, school is important. Of course, I know that. Education is important. Duh. But first of all, let's get into it. The US school system sucks. Okay? Let's talk about it. That doesn't diminish the fact that school is very important. People think I don't care about education. No, I do care about education. When it comes to my children, when it comes to me, education can mean a lot of things. Education doesn't exactly have to mean sitting in a classroom and learning from a book that the US government sat in front of you and made you, you have to read this now. No, but education is important to, broaden your minds, you know what I mean? Open your minds up, learn new things, what you want to learn. And also for children, what's important for them to learn. They have to learn the basics, obviously. But we're not talking about my children, we're talking about me. But as far as school, no, I never really cared for it. So it's funny when people brought up diplomas and stuff. Some people don't care about that, believe it or not. I know society standards, you're supposed to care about that, but some people don't, and some people get very ahead in life without taking that route, you know? And for me, I just live a life where I didn't take that route, and you know, it's worked out fine for me so far. But reflecting on last week's conversation, I was like, you know, what I just said stands, but I had to think, like, am I really working or doing things at my full potential? You know, am I living my life at full potential? Because yes, of course, you don't have to go to school. You don't have to draw inside the lines. You can do whatever you want with your life. It's your life. And you can still be very successful at life, but you have to have something, you know, and of course you have to have something because everybody has something, literally. Like, you love to do something. You can make money out of whatever you love to do, especially if you perfect it, you know your craft, you work on it, and you make it marketable, period. That's life, okay? You either work for the man or you become the man, okay? So I've always wanted to work for myself. I've always wanted to be an entrepreneur, obviously, which brings me here to YouTube. But am I furthering that? You know, yes, I have a plaque, and I'm so proud of my plaque. But while I was standing there pointing at the next chick for having a diploma and not doing anything with it, I'm thinking to myself, well, am I working at my fullest potential? Am I operating from my fullest potential right now? No, I haven't been. And then that made me think, like, okay, well, Liv, that's kind of a hard pill to swallow, because I kind of have to accept the fact that I have been lazy. You know, I haven't really put me like there yet. You know, I haven't really like honed in on what I want to do and make that a priority and learn it, you know, perfect my craft and do it. And we've had these conversations before, you know, like when it came to makeup, you know, and it's the same thing. It's the same thing. It's just me being lazy. Let's just say that. You know, YouTube did come so easy to me, and it was much different back then. You know, I wanted to vlog my life. I wanted to let you guys in. I wanted to show my lifestyle. That's called lifestyle vlogging, right? And not that I don't want to do that anymore. I don't want to do it as much and so, you know, like invasive, like in my business for real. You guys know I don't want you guys in my business for real. But like, I still do want to do lifestyle vlogging. But like, I also want to like do more niche stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I just think it's time to elevate. I really do. And I know I always come with these Easter speeches or whatever you people like to say, but it's because I reflect. I actually sit back and I think about things. You know what I mean? So anyway, I just know that there's so much more I could be doing right now that I'm not doing, but it really takes time. It really takes hard work. Like I was saying, when I started YouTube, it wasn't hard. Like, it was literally me just picking up a camera and vlogging my day-to-day life, and I didn't care what you guys saw. I didn't care if you guys knew I was arguing with my man. I didn't care, You know, it was just a matter of editing a video, a day in the life, you know what I mean? And that's so fucking simple. Let me tell you guys, that's the easiest shit. But when you actually hone in on a craft, on a hobby, on a career, on a business, on a whatever the case may be, that's a lot more work. And then when you take your content creations more serious, with more strategy, it takes a lot more planning, and it's not for the weak, okay? So basically, I'm happy that everything that happened last week happened, because I got to sit back with myself and really just evaluate what I'm doing in my life. And yes, I'm proud of where I am. I don't take shit back. But where else am I going? Where am I going? Where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? That is really the question. So yeah, like, where do we go from here? You know, there's a lot of things that I want to do. There's a lot of things that I want to do, and I just haven't made the time. I haven't made the sacrifice, and I haven't got my ass and got it done. Okay, I could take full accountability for that, for whatever reason. But like I said, I really honed in on everything, and I was just like, I don't want to be like that. I want to do things with my life, like whatever. And let me tell you guys something. You guys can do anything you want with your life. Whether you decide to color inside the lines or color outside the lines, however you want to live your life, baby, you can be successful at anything you put your mind to. And yeah, that's just what I've always been taught. And I've gotten very sidetracked, and a lot has happened, a lot has gone down, but I'm just very happy to be in this space where I'm just like, now I'm like kind of in my own ass, and I'm just like, okay, Liv, well, you have accomplished a lot. You know, I've been able to sustain my lifestyle just off of doing what I do. You know what I mean? And that says a lot. You know what I mean? That says a lot, but I can always do better. And life, you want to keep just growing, elevating, you know, doing new things, learning new whatever you want to do in life. You know what I mean? Learn more about it, put your mind to it, set goals, accomplish your goals. And I was just really sitting back, and I was just, you know, evaluating things. And you know, if I really, really put my mind to it, and I really dedicate this year to getting the best at what I want to do, because like I said, what I want to do. Life is about doing what you love and loving what you do. And I'm not going to go sit at a desk job and work the rest of my motherfucking life. Excuse me. If you guys do that, then that's okay. I'm not putting anybody down, but I'm not that type of person. You know, I can't do that. I have to do what I love. I have to express myself. My line of work, like everything else in my life, has to be expressive, because I'm an expressive person. I'm an artist. So I have to work in that field, and I have to do what I love to do. Okay, that's how I'm going to operate the best, and that's how I'm going to be as successful as I can be. Okay, so with that being said, I have a bunch of talents. A bunch. We're not going to get into them. You guys know a few of them, okay? But I am very talented, extremely. I just don't put forth the effort. And I can say that, and I know that, you know? So I think that 2025, I'm not going to do too much talking. I'm just going to do more showing, okay? But just know, you guys, this is a beautiful, you know, when ideas come to you and realizations happen, epiphanies happen, it's a beautiful moment. It's a beautiful moment. It just reminds me, it's actually very humbling, because it reminds me that I'm still here. I'm still alive. I still have the breath that God gives me, and I can still do what I want with my life. And that goes for you guys too. You know, like I said, anything you want, anything you put your mind to, you guys can have in this world. So yeah, guys, you know, I don't just talk shit. I actually, you know, evaluate things too, okay? Because baby, there's just a lot that I want to do. Not only for me, but for my kids. I want to show my kids, because I am that type of mom, regardless of what you think. Yes, go get a high school diploma. Of course, all my kids are going to get high school diplomas. They're going to be better than me. They're going to sit their ass there, and they're going to do the work, that they're going to do that schoolwork, and they're going to get those high school diplomas, okay? And then they can do whatever they want. They can do whatever they want. No, I'm not going to be the mom that says, go to college. No, I want you to be you. What do you love? And I'm going to water that. I'm going to water it, and I'm going to watch it grow. And I'm going to encourage you to be the best at whatever you love. You understand? But how can I do that if I'm not showing the example, you know? Because I can do it. I could do it. I could be the biggest makeup artist in Dallas. I could be the biggest tattoo artist in Dallas. I just have to work my ass off, and I have to hone in on my craft. I have to hone in on my talents, and I have to put it to good use. You understand? So Clock that tea. I'm clocking my own tea, okay? I'm clocking my tea. And, yeah, you guys, just never feel discouraged. You guys can do it. You guys can do it. It's never too late. You have breath in your body. You can do it, babe. Okay? I love you guys. This was a good talk for April realness. As you guys know, I'm locking in on my weight loss. And I really feel like becoming disciplined and actually getting my body together. You guys can say, oh, she only lost weight because of the shot. The shot does help. I'm not gonna take that away. But what I am gonna say is that shot teaches you a lot about yourself, you know, because it restricts what you're so used to doing to cover up all the shit that you can't face, which is eating, okay? And it replaces it with you sitting there and actually thinking, you know, and actually becoming disciplined. Because believe it or not, you guys, like everything else, stuff kind of wears off a little bit, you know, and then you're just left with what you've learned. And what I've learned about like eating good and nutrition and working out, you know, it just really shows me like I can be disciplined in that area. I can be disciplined in other areas, you know? So I'm really just like locking in back with myself and my body and my mind and my spirit and just everything, just putting everything in alignment. And maybe that's why I've come to this like realization as well. I'm just like, I could be doing so much more in the physical universe that I'm not doing. And it's just, it's time. You know what I mean? I mean, we're all running out of time every single day. And just for myself, what do I want to accomplish? Like, what do I want to do, you know? And that's what's fun about my career field, whatever I choose, is that I do creative stuff. So anyway, not only will it be a career, but it will be an outlet for me. You understand? But anyway, I love you guys, okay? Be you, do you, and love you. And who would have known that little slogan, that little saying that I made up would mean so much, even to this day. Be you, do you, love you. But I love you guys, okay? Be the best versions of yourself. Strive to be the best versions of yourself. We're not perfect. We're not. Don't try to be perfect. Just try to be the best version of yourself. And if you slip, it's okay. Reflect on that shit and do better tomorrow. Okay? Clock that tea. All right, you guys. I'll see you guys on the next video. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Because I ain't going nowhere, beach. Okay? We ain't going nowhere. We ain't going nowhere. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye, guys.
We are young, we are free.